Yo, what up everyone, Peter Porker here, and today I'm back with a new Noteblock tutorial. But before this video starts, I just want to say I'm so sorry for not uploading these last couple months. You know, going on 3 semesters of predominantly online classes in my college is literally driving me down. It's just a constant mix of I feel like I can't catch up to how much work I'm given, and I can't focus because I'm at home and there's so much distractions. It's just almost impossible, and it's just a mix of like stressing out because, you know, it's college, it's really important, and I'm like, I've considered quitting so many times this semester alone, and it's just I have no motivation, simply put. But I just want to say thank you all, because you are my sole motivation. Everyone who watches and has subscribed, you literally keep me going. I look at my analytics all the time, I read your comments, and I'm surprised people are still watching my stuff. And I just want to say thank you all so much. It really does mean a lot. I hit 2,000 subscribers at the beginning of this year, and then I hit, you know, 2,100 last month. Let's keep going. If you want to see more of these anime song tutorials, please leave a like and subscribe, and I promise I'll try to get them out as soon as possible. But today we're going to be doing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Opening 4. So I've rambled on long enough. Let's take a listen. So that is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Opening 4, and I'll be honest in saying there's some parts that could have better timing, but this song's sheet music had such weird timing that I had to resort to using pistons and stuff, which I've never done before. I'm sorry, this is probably the best it's gonna get, and as far as I know, this is the really only good version of it in Noteblocks, honestly. So yeah, let's get into the tutorial. So I've went ahead and built a layout for you all to follow, and essentially how this tutorial is going to work is it's going to be 3 steps. It's going to be, first, I'm going to fly over this layout, and I highly recommend that you build this, because I'm not going to be telling you what goes underneath your note blocks, and you're going to want to know, because, you know, depending on what blocks underneath the note block, it's going to make a specific sound. So if it's wood, it's going to be bass. If it's dirt, it's going to be the piano sound. So please make sure that you build this. Now, we'll say you don't need to build the border, you don't need to build all the yellow wool. The only thing you really need is the dirt and wood spaces, because that is the most important. The rest is just here to kind of help you along. But we'll explain that a little bit later in part 2 of this tutorial, and then, you know, eventually you'll put everything in practice in part 3. But I'm going to fly over this right now, and you guys just simply pause at any time and recreate this in your own world. And if you're looking for any of the resources, if you're building this in survival, you absolutely insane person, then they will be in the description or the comment section. I will pin it. So here we go. Pause at any moment. there you go. That should be your layout done. Again, if you haven't built this, please, I know you probably don't want to do this step, but at least go through and make sure you know where all of your dirt and wood's going to be. But you probably noticed a bunch of weird blocks in this layout, and we are going to explain those right now. So right here you're seeing a mini version of the layout I just shown you up here, and I'm going to be explaining what the heck all these weird blocks are, and how to, you know, essentially read the layout. So starting easy here, all of the red spaces are simply where your repeaters are going to go. Now, when we get to the third stage up here, I will have numbers over all of these spaces that will show you, you know, on the red spaces, it'll show you whether it needs to be 1 tick repeater, 2 ticks, 3 ticks, or 4 ticks. And then, of course, all of the dirt and wood spaces are where your no blocks will go, and they will have numbers over it too, which show you how many times you need to click it. Anyways, so the red spaces are for your repeaters. Dirt and wood spaces are going to be for your note blocks. I'm not tuning any of these. I am just placing them to kind of demonstrate. And here's where we get to the fun part. Pistons. I was trying to figure out how in the world do I do a tutorial with pistons. So I came up with this arrow system with the pink terracotta block, or magenta, sorry, that basically shows which way your piston should push. So in this case, this song's going to be entirely sticky pistons, by the way. You're going to put a sticky piston up against the last note block where the arrow is, and you want the piston to be able to push in the direction of the arrow. So in this case, it is pushing this way. We're going to place the piston to where it pushes out in that direction. And these gray blocks are simply where you're going to put your redstone blocks. I would have done, you know, redstone blocks to simulate redstone blocks, but obviously those two kind of look the same. So we are stuck with good old gray at the moment. But again, let's look at another example here. So the arrow's facing this way this time because the song has turned. So you want to place the piston to where it faces out and pushes in that direction. And of course your redstone block. And once again, here we have an example. Now this is an actual corner in the layout that probably you've noticed. There's only going to be one spot with a white wool and a purple wool. So I wanted to specifically put this one in this little demonstration because this is going to be exactly how it's going to work. So I would really pay attention here. But again, you put a piston down and make sure it pushes in that direction. Your redstone block, and everywhere you see light blue wool, you simply go through and put down redstone dust. That is all you need to do. For the white and purple spots, the white spot is for a block of your choice. It doesn't really matter which block it is. I'm just using a gold block in this case. And then the purple spot is for a redstone torch. Now you want to put the redstone torch on the block above the purple wool. That is all that is needed for this space. Just make sure it's above the purple wool there. And obviously when this activates, it'll turn that off and the torch on. So very unique wiring for this song. But again, here we have another case with the sticky piston. So it extends out that way. Then a redstone block. And now if we just test it. Not a very interesting song, but it definitely powers all the way through. Now, one last thing I want to mention before we continue is I would recommend you guys use a wood button. Wood buttons have just a tiny bit longer pulse than a stone button does. And one occurrence I'm afraid that a lot of people will have is your pistons will fire too quickly and spit out the block. That is a high possibility. And one way to combat that is to use a wood button to get a longer pulse through. But yeah, I think you guys are ready for the final bit of the tutorial, which is essentially just the layout, but with all the numbers over it. So let's get into that. So now what you're seeing is the layout for the entire song, but with the numbers over it, obviously. And again, all of the red spaces where your repeaters are going to go. So you're going to either see a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Repeaters are automatically on 1. All of the dirt wood spaces are going to be where your no blocks are going to go. So you could see at the bottom left start of the song, we'll have a wood and dirt space that both say 6. That means you're going to hit your no block block 6 times, and that's gonna work throughout the entire song. So I am just going to fly over it like I did the layout. And again, you guys pause and build this at your own rate. I know a lot of you like to put down the timestamp you're at in the description. I'm totally fine with that, so just pause at any moment, and here we go. There you guys have it. You should be finished with your song. So again, I want to thank you all for watching, and please like this video if you want to see more anime themed tutorials. I'm working on more My Hero Academia themes at the moment, and Attack on Titan opening 2, that is also in the works. So thank you all so much. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can see when I do eventually upload again. But yeah, thank you all, and see you next time.